Hello! So, happy Easter, by the way, if you're watching today when it's Easter, or happy Passover, or just happy whatever day it happens to be when you're watching this. And my hope is that the replay video quality is not absolutely horrible, so we'll see. I wanted to come in here and try to describe what my one-on-one client sessions are like. I'm gonna be honest, it's really hard to describe because it's always different depending on the client. But I'm gonna go for it to try to get you an idea of just what it is. That way you'll either know, okay, no, definitely not something I'm interested in, or, ooh, that feels cool and I feel aligned with that. Okay, so the way I see it is I am a spiritual teacher and guide. I use a lot of energy healing. I use Reiki for that. I am doing like my second Reiki master right now in Holy Fire Reiki. So I'm just starting to bring that to my sessions, which is really exciting. It feels really nice. It really feels like I'm bringing the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the best of both worlds together. So it feels really good. But anyway, during the one-on-one sessions, I do mostly everything over Zoom. I will do things over email, text, or messenger if people feel more comfortable with that. I know sometimes it's hard to get on video, or sometimes people just don't want to get on video, and I'm totally fine with that. But mostly I'm over Zoom when I'm working with people. So what kinds of things happen on the sessions? I actually just switched the name in my I think I use Acuity scheduler, because I was calling them Reiki sessions, and I always use the Reiki energy. Like even right now, I had the intention that the Reiki energy would flow during this call, or this video. So if you're listening to it and you're open to it, you can totally be receiving that by just listening to me. So just kind of say that out loud or in your energy, I receive, good morning, and you'll receive it. It's there for you. Except it's not, the sessions aren't like a typical Reiki session. So a typical Reiki session, the practitioner will put their hands in different places. Even if it's over Zoom, they'll probably put their hands in different places and kind of do a healing like that. I can do that, and if that's what someone wants, I'm totally open to doing that. But typically, I'll work with whoever it is, figuring out kind of what they want to work on. I do a lot of things around clearing. So if you have a relationship that needs clearing, we all have energy cords. The way I see it is we all have energy cords that are kind of like invisible umbilical cords connected from you to anyone you've ever had a relationship with, even like houses, like places, people, things. And some of those energy cords are really important to send healing to, like clearing and healing. Like, for example, if it's your mom, maybe you had a really difficult relationship or have a difficult relationship with your mom, but you're meant to still have that cord, but we can send clearing and healing to that relationship cord, which is kind of a neat way to work on relationships without needing the other person to really know about it or get involved. But let's say you had kind of a traumatic relationship with an ex. That kind of cord you're probably not meant to be connected to, but you probably still are. So what we can do, by the way, I always check in, is it in their highest and best to clear, before I do anything, is it in their highest and best to do blah, blah, blah. That's like my umbrella for everything. I check that for anything I'm gonna do for a client. Even if it's answering a question, I always check, is it in their highest and best to receive this answer? Is it in their highest and best to dissolve the energy cord between them and this ex? Most of the time, if it's between the person and an ex, it's definitely in their highest and best to dissolve it. Sometimes there might be something that has to happen, like a conversation or something before, or something has to move before that can happen, but usually not. Usually it's just meant to be cleared, dissolved, disconnected, and then healed on both sides. So I do a lot of that kind of work for people, for relationships, for jobs, That's really fun to do. Other things that I love to do are just sending healing to whatever most needs healing. We do that. I can do a lot of chakra work. So if there's certain things you want to work on, we can do that. I also have, they're not down here. No, it's a oracle, like an oracle deck, but it's all different kinds of chakras. And I love pulling those cards in my client sessions because it tells me like exactly what chakras to focus on. So I'll go through, are they meant to receive clearing on this one, healing, or activating? And then we kind of just let the cards guide us, which is really fun. So if someone's like, I don't really know what I want to work on today, I love using those cards because it's like a little cheat sheet, like these are what we need to work on. So those are really fun. I'll also check in if just they're meant to receive more of like guidance. I'll use whatever cards for that, whether they want to use tarot or oracle. Usually I just ask their higher self, what are they most meant to receive today for guidance, and we'll pick the deck that way, unless they know ahead of time what they want. I find a lot of people that come to me like not needing to be in control of what they work on. It's kind of like, whatever my guides say or whatever my higher self says. I feel like a lot of people like that. I know I like that because it's like, let me sit in the back seat, like, let my higher self figure it out. I feel like it's kind of refreshing. It's a little freeing, I guess. So I do a lot of that, just kind of checking in what most needs to be worked on. So what did I call them? Spiritual guidance sessions, I think, is what I renamed my sessions. So basically, I use the Reiki. We can use cards. I like to use my pendulum to check in if they have any questions. When the time is your time, it doesn't matter how you use it. So we can work on anything that I'm able to do. And sometimes it's fun if you don't know if I can do it, and then I try it and I realize, whoa, I can do that. So I also find I'm magnetized people to me that will like show me like, oh, you can do this too. Like releasing entities. Does that sound fun? I've realized the past few weeks that I can hold space and allow other really high ascended master energies to come in to release any entities. So if someone thinks they have a hex on them or like a lower energy attachment type thing, I can check in on that for you. Do you have this? Is it in your highest and best to clear it? If you have it, it's always in your highest and best to clear it. And we can do that too. So that is some powerful stuff, but that is rare. So I don't want everyone that watches this to think like, oh my God, I have a hex on me, or I have a lower vibrating energy on me. But just know it is possible. So if you are watching this and you're like, oh my God, that would make so much sense, like reach out to me. I don't mind even checking for you, like without going into a session. But yeah, so that's something that I don't want to say it's fun to do, but it's powerful to do, and it's kind of neat. So that's something else. If you know anything about oaths, vows, and contracts, past life stuff, I don't do a lot of, it's not like, when you go to, if you've been to like a psychic and removing the low energy cords, super helpful, and we all need that. I've removed many from myself. But when you go to a psychic, they'll talk a lot about what they see. They'll talk about what they see for you, like future-wise or maybe past, depending what kind of person you go to. I can pick up on a little bit of that, and I can ask a lot of questions to figure out what we need to know. But mostly I work on just what do we need to clear, what do we need to heal, what do we need to activate, to move through that. So a session with me, you're not going to get like paragraphs or stories, like a lot of stories about things like that. It's really focused on what do you need to move through to move to the next level? What do we need to clear? What do we need to release? What do we want to activate, heal? But oaths, vows, and contracts are things that our soul in past lives, parallel lives, however you want to think about time, may have signed up for and may be holding you back. So maybe you took a vow of poverty in one lifetime. You know, maybe you had all this money and something horrible happened and you said, I'm never gonna be rich again. That's a vow, and those words are powerful. Your words are powerful now. They're powerful right now, but they're also powerful whatever you said in any other incarnation of yourself. So if you said that, you might be held back. You might have a lot of money stuff that needs to be cleared, and it doesn't even feel like yours because it's not you from this like earthly realm right now. It could be you from who knows when. So we take vows like that, like I'll never love again. Like if you got really hurt one time, I'll never love again, or I'll never have kids again, or just stuff like that. Yeah, you're probably right. I hope is it Zara? I hope I'm saying your name right. In my head, I say Zara, but I could be totally saying it wrong. So feel free to tell me how to say your name. But yes, so many of us, myself included, where no one's here like squeaky clean, right? We all have stuff, and that's totally fine. Kind of. Feel free to message me on like voice message how to say your name so I say it right. Yeah, so it's just there's so many different layers of just looking just at oaths, vows, contracts, and energy cords. There's so much. And that's what I really like to dive into with my one-on-one sessions if people like that, or they're into that. I don't know if I said it. I was going to say it with the pendulum. I'll also answer any like yes/no questions they might have in a session. So I usually do like a little healing stuff at the front with Reiki to kind of like settle our energy in. Then doing a lot of clearing, whatever they want to clear, whether it's the energy cords or something else. And then if they have any yes/no questions, like is it in my highest and best to blah blah blah. Or the other cool thing I did with a woman that I had, she just finished her 6-week package. She's doing a lot of work on her ancestral line, so a lot of healing. A lot of us are here right now. A lot of us are here right now to help clear our ancestral line. So clear all the junk that we've kind of inherited, from parents, back. And she's doing a lot of that work right now to do that. So she wanted me to check in on people in her family that did some not so nice things and they're past now. But she wanted to know like how they felt about it. Did they understand what they did? Do they have her back with what she's doing? Are they like wishing she wasn't kind of rocking the boat like she kind of feels like she was? So we were able to I can also do that, check in with people who are past. And kind of if there's any closure. So that was a lot of closure for her. It was a lot of closure, checking in with those people who had passed in her family to figure out where they were. And then if we do any guided meditation on this session, I like to do some of that, not every session, but when we do, I always like to record that so you can listen to that for as long as you want, because there's always new layers of healing that like to happen. Yeah, so basically I'm just I wrote it down so I make sure I talk about it. I do offer like a one session just like by itself for 45 minutes, and that's $75. However, I have that coupon code right now for $10. I think it was I am worth it. I did it in all caps. I don't know if the caps matter, but so it's really $65 with that coupon for the 45 minutes. And then my favorite is when we can do the 6 weeks. So it's meeting weekly for 30 minutes, and it's $55 a session. So I think it's $330 going down. If someone wants to use a $10 coupon on that, they could if they're going to buy it for $330, like the all-in-one. But if you want to buy weekly, it's still the $55. But that one is really cool because we really get to work on a lot every week, just going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then usually after the 6 weeks, people like to take a few weeks off to kind of integrate everything and then decide if they want to start back up again. And then the other major one that I do is the 20-minute kind of reading over Messenger. Although I have to get better. I say 20 minutes and then I spend way longer than that. My guides are like literally keep telling me like, boundaries, Amy, you need to make boundaries. I think I spent an hour last time instead of 20 minutes, but it's supposed to be 20 minutes, and I'm going to be better about that because my guides keep getting on me about that one. But 20 minutes over email, text, messenger is $50, although there's that $10 coupon. And that's, usually I'll do like a card reading with that, or we can just check in yes, no questions with the pendulum, or I can send Reiki, I guess everything. I should just call them spiritual guidance sessions also, just off Zoom. But that's also there. And then if anyone wants, I'm also very happy to get on the phone or Zoom or email, messenger, or text, whatever you want to do, for free at first, just to talk about, does it make sense for what you want? What does it make sense to sign up for? Or if you want to really just like release the pressure and be free, I can just check in with your higher self. Is it in my highest and best to do a 6-week session, 6-week package? Is it in my highest and best to do a 20-minute session? Is it in my highest and best to go do it on my own or do something else? I will always be super honest. I never want to get someone in a session that's not meant to be there. That's the same with my courses. I will not let you in the course unless your higher self says, yes, it makes sense. Every single person that I allow in a course or allow to pay me for a session, I always check, is it in their highest and best to do this? Because if it's not in their highest and best, it's not in my highest and best. And no one wants that. We want to play always in the highest and best land for me, for them, for everyone. So just keep that in mind, that I don't mind checking on that at all. And then, yeah, so I do also teach courses. We just finished up week 9 of 10 of the course, where I basically teach all my methods for pulling cards, oracle, tarot, how to use the pendulum, how to clear things with a pendulum, activate, heal, even without Reiki. So doing all of that, that course is almost over. And then pretty sure in June is when I'll start teaching my Reiki courses, which I'm super excited about. And then down the line, I'm pretty sure an Akashic Records course is coming at some point too. But yeah, I'll post my little like scheduler thing below in case you want to look closer at everything. And as always, if it feels good, it's probably meant for you. If it feels exciting, that's probably meant for you. And if you're like, take it or leave it, not for you. And also totally okay. But I hope you all have a great day. And if you're watching on Sunday, which is today, great Easter or Passover or just a great Sunday. And I will see y'all later. Bye.